Hello, future biologists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the fascinating world of biological classification. Today, we are diving deep into viroids, some of the smallest and most intriguing infectious agents known to science. We'll start with the basics, then gradually unravel their complex mechanisms, evolutionary significance, and impact, moving from easy concepts to the competitive depth required for NEET. Get ready to explore. Let's kick things off with the easy level. We'll understand what viroids are at their core and what makes them unique in the biological world. So, what exactly are viroids? Imagine something even tinier than a virus, with no protective shell, just a naked piece of genetic material. That's a viroid. They are the smallest known infectious agents, made up of only a short, circular strand of single-stranded RNA. Unlike viruses, they completely lack a protein coat or capsid. This bare-bones structure is one of their defining features. They are primarily known for infecting plants and causing various diseases. Their small size and simple composition make them truly unique in the world of microbiology. How do these tiny agents wreak havoc? Viroids enter plant cells and cleverly use the plant's own machinery to make copies of their RNA. In doing so, they interfere with the normal operations of the plant cell, often messing with its gene expression. This disruption leads to the visible symptoms of disease. The most famous example, and the first one discovered, is the potato spindle tuber viroid, or PSTVD. This viroid causes potato plants to produce potatoes that are elongated, spindle-shaped, and often cracked, which significantly reduces the quality and quantity of the potato crop. It's a stark reminder of the power of these minuscule pathogens. Time to test your understanding. Here are 3 practice questions to solidify what you've learned about viroids at the easy level. Take a moment to think about each one before checking the answers. Which part is absent in viroids? Which organisms do they primarily infect? And how do they compare in size to viruses? Good luck! Now, let's step up our game and delve into the medium level. We'll explore the discovery, structure, and how these tiny plant invaders replicate and cause disease. The story of viroids began with Theodore O. Diener in 1971. He was investigating a potato disease and made a groundbreaking discovery. The infectious agent wasn't a virus, but a tiny, naked, circular RNA molecule. This was a revolutionary concept. Structurally, viroids are fascinating. They're single-stranded RNA, but they fold extensively, creating a compact, rod-like or branched shape due to internal base pairing. This intricate folding is crucial for their survival and function within the host plant. How do these simple RNAs multiply? Viroids use a clever, rolling circle replication mechanism, entirely dependent on the host plant's enzymes. They hijack the host's RNA polymerase II, an enzyme usually busy transcribing DNA, to make long, linear copies of their own RNA. These long copies then undergo a fascinating process. They self-cleave, meaning they cut themselves into individual unit-length pieces. This self-cleavage is often catalyzed by the viroid RNA itself, acting like an enzyme, a property known as ribozyme activity. Finally, these pieces ligate, or join together, to form new circular viroid RNA molecules. So, how do viroids make plants sick? While the exact details are still being researched, it's widely believed they interfere with the plant's gene regulation, especially through RNA silencing pathways. Viroid RNA can mimic or disrupt the plant's own small regulatory RNAs, leading to the misregulation of genes vital for normal growth. This causes symptoms like stunted growth, distorted leaves, yellowing, and ultimately, reduced crop yield. A devastating example is the coconut kadang-kadang viroid, which has caused widespread destruction of coconut palms. It's a clear demonstration of how a tiny RNA can have a massive impact. Alright, it's time for your medium-level practice questions. These 5 questions will challenge your understanding of viroid discovery, replication, structure, and their key differences from viruses. Read each question carefully and think through the concepts we've just covered. Pause the video if you need more time. Good luck! Ready for a deeper dive? In the hard level, we'll analyze viroid structure, their sophisticated pathogenicity mechanisms, and their profound evolutionary implications. Viroids are not just simple RNAs, they possess a complex molecular architecture. They're small, circular, single-stranded RNA molecules, typically 240 to 400 nucleotides long, fold into highly stable, quasi-rod-like structures. This structure isn't random, it contains distinct functional domains, a central conserved region for replication, a pathogenicity domain, and terminal domains. These specific structural elements are crucial. They dictate how the viroid interacts with host factors, replicates efficiently, and ultimately causes disease. The precision of this folding is key to their survival and infectious nature, a marvel of molecular biology. Viroid replication is a master class in host manipulation. It relies entirely on host cellular machinery, particularly the DNA-dependent RNA polymerase II, which is usually busy with mRNA synthesis. The replication process involves 3 precise steps. First, the host polymerase transcribes the circular viroid template into long, linear, multimeric RNA strands. Next, these long strands undergo a precise cleavage, often catalyzed by the viroid RNA itself through its intrinsic ribozyme activity, like hammerhead ribozymes. Finally, these unit-length pieces are ligated back into new circular viroids. This intricate dance between viroid RNA and host enzymes highlights their remarkable evolutionary adaptation. The most accepted mechanism for viroid pathogenicity is through RNA silencing. When viroids replicate, they produce double-stranded RNA structures. These are recognized by the host plant's dicer-like enzymes, which chop them into small interfering RNAs, or VD-SNRs. These VD-SNRs then act as guides for the RNA-induced silencing complex, or RISC, to target and degrade specific host messenger RNAs. This targeted degradation effectively silences vital host genes, disrupting normal plant development and metabolism, leading to the characteristic disease symptoms. This interference with a fundamental cellular process underscores the sophistication of viroid pathogenesis. Their simple structure belies a complex interaction at the molecular level. Challenge yourself with these hard-level questions. We've covered the intricate molecular architecture, the precise replication cycle, and the sophisticated RNA silencing mechanism of viroids. These questions will test your analytical skills and your ability to connect these complex concepts. Take your time to formulate your answers. Good luck with this deeper exploration. Welcome to the hardest level, where we'll push the boundaries of your knowledge. Prepare for an in-depth exploration of viroids, delving into their historical context, advanced molecular details, evolutionary significance, and potential biotechnological applications. The journey to understanding viroids began with a scientific puzzle, the potato spindle tuber disease. Initially attributed to a virus, Theodore O. Diener's meticulous research in the 1960s revealed a revolutionary truth in 1971. The infectious agent was not a virus, as it lacked a protein coat and was exceptionally small. This discovery fundamentally redefined our understanding of infectious agents, introducing a new class of subviral pathogens. The initial struggle to purify and characterize PSTVD underscored the profound shift Diener's findings brought to biological classification, pushing beyond the established categories of cellular life and traditional viruses. Let's dissect the advanced molecular structure and replication. Viroids are unencapsulated, circular single-stranded RNA molecules. Their highly stable, quasi-rod-like or branched secondary structure, formed by extensive intramolecular base pairing, is not merely structural, it's functionally critical. Replication occurs either in the nucleus, as with PSTVD, or in chloroplasts, like the peach latent mosaic viroid. This process is entirely host-dependent, hijacking host DNA-dependent RNA polymerase II, or plastid-encoded RNA polymerase for chloroplastic viroids, to synthesize multimeric linear RNA copies. These multimers then undergo precise self-cleavage, often mediated by intrinsic ribozyme activity like hammerhead or hairpin ribozymes, followed by ligation into new circular viroids. This intricate dance of host machinery and viroid self-catalysis showcases profound evolutionary adaptation. The pathogenicity of viroids is a sophisticated interplay with host RNA silencing pathways. Viroid replication generates highly structured single-stranded RNA regions or double-stranded RNA intermediates, which the host's dicer-like enzymes recognize as aberrant. These DCLs precisely cleave viroid RNAs into small interfering RNAs, or VD-SNRs, typically 21 to 24 nucleotides long. These VD-SNRs are then loaded into the RNA-induced silencing complex, RISC, acting as guides to target and degrade complementary host messenger RNAs or to repress their translation. This sequence-specific gene silencing leads to the misregulation of critical host genes involved in development, defense, and metabolism, ultimately manifesting as the characteristic disease symptoms. The specificity and efficiency of this silencing depend on complex interactions between the viroid sequence, the host species, and environmental factors, making it a highly nuanced mechanism. Viroids offer profound evolutionary insights. Their unique characteristics, small, non-coding, circular RNA with inherent ribozyme activity and complex structural folding, provide compelling evidence for the RNA world hypothesis. They are considered living fossils, remnants from an ancient stage of life where RNA was both genetic material and catalyst. Furthermore, viroids share intriguing similarities with self-splicing introns and satellite RNAs, shedding light on the evolution of RNA-based genetic elements. This connection suggests viroids might have evolved from existing cellular RNAs that gained autonomous replication capabilities. Despite their agricultural threat, their small size and self-replicating nature make them attractive for biotechnological applications. Researchers are exploring engineering viroids to deliver specific VD-SNRs for targeted gene knockdown in plants, potentially leading to enhanced disease resistance or improved crop traits. However, careful consideration of their pathogenicity and host range is paramount for safe application. Alright, here are the first 5 questions for the hardest level. These questions demand a thorough understanding of viroid biology, from their discovery to their molecular mechanisms and evolutionary context. Think critically, recall the details we've discussed, and apply your knowledge to answer each one. This is where your competitive edge for NEET truly sharpens. Take your time, and good luck. And now, for the final 5 questions of the hardest level. These questions will challenge your ability to synthesize information, analyze complex biological processes, and even consider the broader implications of viroid research. Focus on the intricate details of classification, host interactions, and potential future applications. These are designed to push your understanding to the highest level. You're almost there. Keep up the excellent work. And that concludes our in-depth exploration of viroids. We've journeyed from basic definitions to the cutting edge of molecular biology and evolutionary theory. We hope this comprehensive session has not only clarified your understanding but also sparked a deeper curiosity for biology. For more such engaging and detailed educational content, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for continuous learning. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep growing. Thank you for joining us today.